It's likely you already know all about the bigger releases of June. You know, Dench Attack, Dark Scrolls, Solarpunk. No point in regurgitating that list again, so instead here are 10 awesome upcoming indie games of June that nobody is talking about and the echo chambers of gaming are too afraid to make videos on. It's go time. Let's slip on over to our first game, which should be available now for most of you watching. It's Banana of Doom, launching into early access from Playroom and Little Umbrella. How do you spice up the deck builder genre, you ask? By adding bananas as the lead characters and fart humour, of course. Craft cars and take part in tournaments in this fruitful release that features a fun sense of humour. Built with multiplayer in mind, gameplay moves at a quick pace, with a massive collection of cards to be had. It's not just a card game, however, where you're constantly having to crunch numbers, as there are word combinations to be formed, which produce epic combos and hilarious results. Prepare to fling pee and poo at your foes in an exclusively verbal format, so as not to be too messy, and strap on those banana hammocks or get a taste of the banana for yourself with a free demo that's available on Steam. Banana's not your thing? Don't like the texture? Hey, I get it. Here's a little palette cleanser for you in the form of a pixely Metroidvania. This is Alruna End of History. This pretty little indie has a teeny weeny follower count, which is a shame, as its dark world, bouncing gameplay elements and striking visuals seem the perfect formula for success. End of History will feature massive boss encounters, 4 huge temples rife with secrets, mini-bosses and more, and its dark story will also include a bit of romance. Spicy. This isn't the first go-round for Alruna either, as Neckbolt also created Alruna and the Necro-Industrialists back in 2024, which has just 97 reviews on Steam. I'd say it's time we help this franchise get noticed, so toss this one on your wishlist and support a talented indie developer on the 4th. I've heard the phrase "hold my beer" before, but I have never been asked to hold anyone's king. That is, until now. A hilarious physics-based co-op romp is coming on the 10th to Steam. Hold your king. That's right, there's no poker strategizing here. Rather, you must work with a friend to carry a cranky king across a dangerous obstacle course themed in medieval times. There's tons of quirky traps, ridiculous physics, and more as you precariously balance the royal jewels. Now, all we need is a Prince Albert to show up. Don't lose your cool when this one drops on the 10th. And if you're worried things might be a bit too frustrating, give the free demo a try before you buy. Check out these melon polygons! Alright, let's not get into the melons are either a fruit or a berry debate, but let's talk about this developer's newest game, Insomnia Chapter 1, coming to Steam on the 8th, and currently rocking a tiny trickle of a follower count at sub 300. Insomnia sucks, we all know that, but that doesn't mean nothing good comes from it. Explore an Arctic research base in this chilly release that has you playing as Ethan Miller, a technician called in to perform repairs. Poor Ethan gets more than he bargained for, as something sinister is afoot. This solo-developed effort is planned to be part of a series of self-contained stories that will explore heavy themes. There's going to be plenty of exploration, a few puzzles to solve, and no shortage of haunted happenings when it releases on the 8th. What's the deal with coin pusher games? You pump in pennies to try and hit other pennies, but nothing ever seems to fall out, so you just lose pennies? You keep saying, one more coin, that will do it, and then nothing. Or you spend £10 to get 50p back. Hopefully the odds are a little more in your favour when playing CoinPit, coming to PC on the 10th of this month from Trollix Games. This roguelite strategy release looks to capture the same addictive gameplay loop titles such as Balatro have been successful with. Legalised, guilt-free gambling. Taking place in a dank-ass bar, you must stack up towers, spin wheels, and shake and rattle machines to get those coins vomited outwards. Now, in fairness, the developers are saying that this game promotes quitting gambling, so that is something. Work to earn as much profit as possible, and pay back your debtors whilst also grabbing key items to improve the bar. Roll the dice, or drop the coins, on this odd indie release later this month. The Backrooms are certainly a topic of conversation as of late with the massive success of the new movie. And I gotta say, I am loving this rise of indie horror films dominating the box office. Take that, Hollywood, and suck it, Star Wars. Backrooms Anomaly is a surreal horror experience where you'll explore endless office corridors while trying not to shit yourself at all the flickering lights and spooky noises. Hazmat suits, VHS camcorder aesthetics, and ever-changing environments await brave indie gamers who can't get enough of these strange, eerie corridors. And with multiple endings, you'll need to do more backtracking than usual. Not that I would consider that a bad thing in games based on the Backrooms. Get lost on the 28th and check out the movie too. It was very cool. Not quite as good as Obsession, but still good. You know, I always wanted one of those little robot vacuums. If anything, just to watch it wheel around the house and bump into walls. But while I save my pennies for that, I think I will play 7 Nights with Vroombi, coming to PC on the 25th from Pixel Goat Games. While a much different kind of horror than the previously mentioned Backrooms, this is indeed a horror game meets cleaning sim. You must pick up dust by day and survive the unsightly horrors of night, where gameplay changes drastically. That's right, something is living in the basement, and no, it's not that one unemployed loser cousin you have mooching a space from you. It's pure evil. Discover what that evil is later this month, and don't get crop dusted on your way to finding out. Was the recently released Mina not soulsy enough for you? Fear not, indie developer Supernatural Hippo has you covered, with Light Devourer dropping on Steam on the 24th. This ARPG features brutally difficult combat, with all the genre staples, backed by some great art design and tons of custom build options. Plus, a common complaint with the genre can be a lack of a map. But thankfully, Light Devourer will work to alleviate this issue a bit by allowing you to view a map at any time once you've discovered certain landmarks. If you aren't afraid of death, repeated death at that, then Light Devourer should fit well on your ever-growing indie wishlist. This one goes out to all the point-and-click fans out there. Occulto arrives on the 30th for Steam from Sirio Art Games. This point-and-click indie features an amazing hands-drawn fairy tale aesthetic and, interestingly, takes place in an entirely silent world, which is one way to avoid paying voice actors or using shitty AI. There are tons of tricky puzzles to solve, despite the game having no text, which means you best be caught up with your eye exams, as this is a highly visual experience. This 2-person team seems to have created something really special here that stands out a bit from the other games of the genre, while retaining many of the gameplay elements veterans love. Check out the demo now, and if you like it, grab the full game at the end of the month. Alright, now we've only got one more before I get out of here, but before that, a quick reminder to like the video if you love indie visibility, subscribe to the channel, and check out our Patreon over at patreon.com/idreamofindiegames, where we've just added a brand new tier, starting as low as $2 a month. That nets you Discord access, but other tiers include early and exclusive shows, shout-outs, and more. And if you're more into YouTube memberships, check out those as well, where you'll get exclusive polls, posts, emojis, and more importantly, can earn the elusive golden genie lamp of approval next to your name after a year of service. Your new indie gaming community is waiting for you. Alright, let's close things out with Blood Gauntlet coming to Steam on the 29th. Now, you might have seen our YouTube short and sponsored post on Blood Gauntlet recently, but honestly, I thought the game looked so cool, I want to shout it out again, no sponsorship involvement at all. In Blood Gauntlet, you are literally bleeding with each step in this intense 2D action platformer. You need to rush forward as quickly as possible to regain blood and stay alive, slash down foes through 3 intense levels, ultimately taking out the big bad. The pixel art looks badass, and there's plenty of incentive to play over and over again, with a very challenging extreme mode where blood loss is unrelenting. Find out if blood, sweat, and tears were poured into this indie release later this month. Well, that's all for this one, folks. See you on the channel for more great indie gaming coverage, and remember, voice to the voiceless.